Hi everyone, Jesse here with etrailer. Today we're going to take a look at and I'll show you how to install the TorkLift custom frame mount camper tie downs on our 2016 Ram 3500. Camper tie downs are going to be a great way to keep your camper planted inside the bed, especially if you have them at all four corners. It's just going to cut down on some of that vibration and harshness on the road. But our neighbor has the FastGun Turnbuckles. These are honestly my favorite turnbuckles. They're very easy to get set up. So we have our loop on our camper up here. We'll get our top tied into that. And get this slid into our new camper tie down. We'll go up to the handle here. Simply pop it down. That's gonna make it nice and tight for you. And we'll put our pin and clip in. These tie downs are especially made for you if you have a super hitch or you plan on installing a super hitch. Because once you have the super hitch installed, it's actually going to block the Ram frame mounted ones. So you have to have these. These simply bolt into the super hitch to give you a nice sturdy tie down. Here's a closer look at how our tie downs install. As you can see, it's just going to use the hardware that comes with the super hitch, and it mounts up, gives you a nice sturdy tie down point. And then as far as our extension here, if you pull the pin and clip out, you do have two sets of holes, so you do have some adjustment there. On most setups, I think you would be using this one just to extend it out past your bumper. But say you just didn't have your in-bed camper and you could lock it in like this. That way you don't have to worry about misplacing your tie down, and also you don't really have a risk of hitting your knee on it or anything like that. That's about all there is to it. These are for the rear, so if you have these paired up with some TorkLift camper tie downs in the front and say a super hitch and a super truss, you have about the best in-bed camper setup that I can imagine. If you have any more questions or concerns about these tie downs, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to get you pointed in the right direction. As for the installation, I think I made it pretty clear that it's a pretty simple setup. I believe you can do this yourself. But if you are installing this with the super hitch, that does become a lengthy install, so I'd understand if you weren't looking to do that yourself. Check out our dealer locator. You can find someone local to you that would be happy to get all that set up for you. If you are looking to see how these tie downs get installed, then just follow along and I'll walk you through the process. To begin our installation, we'll come to our super hitch here and the two mounting bolts on the furthest forward side that are mounting our cross beam in place. We're going to remove those. We'll remove the nut and the split washer at least. So this is going to be our mounting point for our tie down. Now we'll take one of our tie downs with the bracket facing towards those hardware that we were just working on, slide it through your cross tube. Make sure you have pressure on the back of the bolts with your hand. Then we'll slip that split washer and nut on both the bolts and get them tightened back down. Now we'll take our torque wrench and torque those down to the specification in the instructions. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now we can take our extensions and slide them in. You can see there's two holes for adjustability. We're going to stick with that outside hole and slide our pin in, get it all the way through, and clip it down. We'll do the same thing with the other side. Just slide it in, get your pin and clip on. And that's going to do it for our look at and installation of the TorkLift camper tie downs on our 2016 Ram 3500.